You hope you all are fine. So today we are going to start C and C++ sessions. We are going to start C and C++ sessions together because C++ is the extended version of C. So that's why we started together. First we will cover the similar part of both the languages, and then we will cover the OOPS concept for C++, right? So today we will going to start the C or C++, and in today's session we will start the basic structure to write a program in C++. So today we will discuss this topic. Why this topic? Because before going into the details, we have to know about the basic structure, that how to write a program in C or C++, right? So this is our today's topic. So in this topic, first of all, we covered the preprocessor directives, right? So preprocessor directives, what do you mean by preprocessor directives? If we split this word into the three parts, pre-processor directives, then what is the meaning of it? Pre means before, processor means which used to process, or machine which is used to process, right, or which helps us to process, right? And directive means instruction. Directives means instructions, right? If we say in the very specific word, specific meaning for directives, then this means authorized instructions, right? Clear in English word. So instructions before processing, instructions before processing, clear? So as I told you, pre means before, processor means that process something, whether it is machine, whether it is software, whether these are the statements, or directive means instruction. So completely these are the directives which gives the instructions to the compiler, or gives the message to the compiler, right, to include the file, or maybe to define something in the program before execution, right? These directives gives the message to the compiler to include a file, or maybe to define something in the file, right, before execution, clear? And preprocessor directives are always starts with hash, clear? It always starts with hash sign, and examples like hash include, hash define. So these two are the basic examples which are the preprocessor directives. And this is actually a very huge topic. Preprocessor directive is not a small topic, right? Here I just told you about the two directives, hash include, hash define. Hash include means this directive is used to include the file. Hash define means this directive is used to define something in the program. So these two directives I am just considering here, but there are a lot more. There are conditional directives as well, there are macros as well in the C or C++. So we will discuss later in the tutorial. So just now you just remember about the preprocessor directives, that these are the directives which gives the message to the compiler that this particular file you have to include before the execution, right? So next topic is header files, right? This is also one of the important part of the program, C or C++ program. Header files are those files which have logical related predefined functions, right? What do you mean by predefined functions? Predefined functions means the functions which are already defined in the C library. You no need to give any definition for that function, right? You do not need to give any type of definition, right? This is already stored in the C++ or C library. And if we go with the user defined function, then user defined functions are those functions for which the definition we give, right? We provide the definition for the user defined functions as per our requirement, right? So header files are those files which are the collection of, or which contains the predefined functions, logical related predefined functions, right? So this always ends with .h. If you see any file, like for example, if you see abc.h, right, then abc.h, if you see .h after the name of the file, then this means this is the header file, right? So file with extension .h means this is the header file, collection of predefined functions. As I told you that header files are the collection of predefined functions. And what are the predefined functions? Predefined functions are those functions whose definition is already there in the program, or in the C library, sorry. In the C library, the definition is there, right? For example, there is a printf function, right? There is a abs function which is used to find the absolute value. There is a sqrt function, that is a square root function, right? So you do not need to give the square root definition, right? You do not need to write the logic for the sqrt function to find the sqrt. This function is already there, the definition is already there in the C library. You just have to import that function, right? You just have to import the library header file, right, and use that function in the program, right? So predefined functions are the functions which are already defined. Clear? So there are basically we use basically we just use stdio.h, conio.h, stdlib, right, or alloc.h. There are many more header files. This is also a very huge topic of C or C++, but just now we are just discussing about the basic structure. So we just consider here a main two header files that are basically used for the standard functions or the console functions. So first header file is the stdio.h header file. As you can see on the screen, stdio.h header file, right? This is the standard header file. Std means standard, I means input, o means output, right? There are, if I say you, do you know the standard functions, right? Printf and scanf, printing and scanning or providing output or getting anything, these are the standard functions, right? So the functions which perform the standard task means which perform the input or the output related task, that are the part of the stdio.h, right? Like printf function, scanf function, these both are the part of the stdio.h header file, right? We can use this header file in the C as well as in the C++, right? Because as I told you that C++ is the standard version of C. So whatever we can use in the C, we also we can use it in the C++. Clear? So next one is conio.h. Conio means CONIO. conio. Conio means con means console, I means input, o means output. Con means console, I means input, o means output. Conio.h header file, right? Conio header file. Con console means display. The function which are related to display, that are the part of the conio.h. For example, CLR SCR. CLR SCR means clear screen. Screen means your display. If you want to clear your display or screen or output screen, then you use CLR SCR function, and this function is the part of the conio.h header file, right? And you can use this function or this header file in C and C++ in both, right? You also remember header files like if I connect it to the real world, then there is a library in the college, right? So in the library there are different sections. You just consider that sections as a header files, or in that header files there are books, like there, for example, there are three sections: section A, section B, and section C. Section A have all the science books, right? Section B have all the mathematics books. Section C have all the computer science and computer application books, right? That means section A have all the books which are logical related to each other, right? Section B have all the mathematics books, and all the mathematics books somehow they are related to each other, same as it is section C have, right? So same as it is, you consider the sections as a library header file, sorry, in the library sections as a header file and books as a predefined function, right? So there I am going to consider one more header file, that is iostream.h header file. This is basically the C++ header file. iostream, this is basically a standard header file in the C++, which is used to input or output functions, which is used for the input and the output functions. But in the C++ we use objects, we use streams. So this is the stream header file which have the streams. If we convert the meaning of stream in general English, then what is the meaning of stream? Stream means continuous flow, right? Continuous flow of anything, right? So here means continuous flow of input or output, right? And what we input, maybe we input some characters, some numbers, some digits, right? And same as output, right? So C out is the C out means C means common, output, common output stream. This is the insertion operator, two angle brackets, right? These two opening angle brackets, we call it as a, together we call it as a insertion operator when we use this particular operator with the C out. C out means common output stream. This helps us to print the output on the display, right? This helps us to print the output on the display, right? C in common input stream, and this particular operator we call it as a exertion operator. Exertion, this is insertion, this is exertion operator. This is used to input in the C++, right? This header file we can use only in C++, not in C. stdio.h we can use in C and C++, Conio.h we can use in C or C++. IOStream we can use only in C++. Only in C++. Right? Clear? So these are the header files, basic header files that we are going to use in the starting of the functions. Right? After that, whatever the header files we will going to use, I will let you know that what is the meaning of this header file and why we are using this. Clear? So next is third main topic in the basic structure is mandatory function. Mandatory function is a very important function, right, which we use. We always see this void main function in the program of C or C++, right? So this is the mandatory function. Actual execution of the program starts from the main function. I am saying that actual execution of the program, when compiler is entering into the program to execute the file to get the output. Just focus on my words. Execution means when compiler entering into the program to get the output. Clear? So, and what do you mean by compilation? Compilation means conversion of source code into the machine level code or the native machine code, right? Native code, whatever the code it is, right? Whether it is object code, whether it is executable code, right? So compilation means different and execution means different, right? Compilation means conversion of source code into object code, and compilation also helps us in debugging, that means finding error, right? So this is the mandatory function and the execution starts from here. And I told you what is the meaning of execution. Execution means when compiler enters into the function to get the output, when actual execution happens, right? So the execution starts from main function, right? If we connect it with the real world, that we take the example, yes, like for example, if I tell you that if we both are standing outside the house and I tell you that enter inside the house, go into the house, then how you enter, how you can enter, right? You can use main entry gate or main entry point to enter into the house, right? You cannot break the wall, right? Clear? Or you cannot jump the wall to enter into the house. You use the main entry gate because this particular thing is faded in your mind that if you want to enter into the particular room or enter into the particular house, you use the main entry point, right? So same as it is in compiler's mind, in somewhere in the compiler this is fitted that if you see the main keyword function the function with the function, right? If you see the main function in the program, from that point you have to enter, right? You cannot enter from any other function. You cannot start your execution from any other function, right? So this is your starting point. Main is your starting point. Somewhere in the compiler this is written, right? So void main is the function. This is the user defined function. First of all, I am just here clearing you one more thing, that main is the user defined function. Main keyword is predefined. This name of main is predefined, keyword is predefined, but this basically a user defined function. As I told you before, the definition of predefined function and the user defined function, if you just judge your function here, you just write your logic, you write your logic here, you define your function, right, as per your requirement in these two braces. In between these two braces you write the statements, right? As I told you, for sqrt is the predefined function, right? You never write any logic for that particular function. That means you never write any definition, you never write any statements, you just use this function. So for main function you write logic, you write some statements as per your requirement in the definition area, right? This is the definition area of the function. Starting curly brace and the ending curly brace, in these, between these two braces, this is the definition area of the function, right? So you give the definition of the function. Clear? So this is the mandatory function. Clear? Void means nothing. Function, main function returns nothing. Void means nothing. Main function returns nothing. You can also write the main function like this. Oh, there's int. There is no void. There may be int. There is misspell actually here. Int main parenthesis brace start brace close. Logic is here, return 0. Here is int, not void. Right, here is int. I'm so sorry actually. This is misprinted. Right? So here is int. Int main parenthesis start parenthesis close, open curly brace, close curly brace, and then return 0. Here are the logics, your logic statements, right? You should write, you have to write this, you have to write return 0 semicolon. This means you are returning 0, means nothing, right? Or you can also write the main function like this. You can write the main function like this, and this. Here is int, not void. Okay, and if there is nothing before the int, then this means by default there is a int. By default there is a int. If you never write anything before the main, see here I am not in the third example. In the third example, I have not written anything before main. There is no return type, right? So this means there is a by default integer return type before the main. So I have to write return in the last, return 0, right? Return 0 means nothing. Clear? And then semicolon. Clear? Semicolon means termination of this statement. This statement ends here. This statement ends here. After semicolon, this will never consider. This is the second statement. Whatever you write here, na, that will be the second statement after semicolon, right? So these are the mandatory functions, right? So after mandatory functions, now you know the preprocessor directives, you know header files, you know mandatory function, right? So these are the three basic things you have to know before writing the program, right? Now I want to do one example, right? So write a program to print a string. This is a very very basic program, right? So we just write that program in C as well as in C++, right? In C as well as in C++, in both the languages we will write. Clear? So to write this C or C++ program, this is the test.c. Test.c is the name of the file, source code file. .c means this is the C file, and .cpp means this is the C++ file, right? .c and .cpp, right? So void main, parenthesis start, parenthesis close. In C++, see, I am here using two different variations of main, right? But the actual meaning of these two variation is same, right? As I told you before, the actual meaning of these two variation is same, but here I am just using for example, for the sake of example, the two variations here, right? So int main, semi parenthesis, and then open brace, return 0 semicolon, and then brace close, right? After that, now I have to print a string. I have to just print a string, nothing else. There is no input, there is nothing other logic is there, just print. So for printing purpose, as I told you, there is a printf function, right? There is a printf function, and for the output there is a stream in C++, that is a cout stream. In C++ there is a cout stream. In C there is a printf function, right? So we write the printf function. Just remember one thing, I am just using all the keywords are in small case, right? All the keywords are in small case. Just notice this thing. In between this quotes, double quotes, this is random, right? W is capital. This is because this is a random string. This is not the part of C syntax, right? But the syntax of printf, you have to write printf, right, in a small case. Void main is in the small case, right? Clear? Because C is this case sensitive language, and C++ as well, right? You know, I think you have read all the features about C and C++ before in the different sources or in the different books, right? So printf, double quotes, in between the parentheses there are double quotes. These double quotes represent this is the string. You have to write the string in the double quotes. Character in single, string in double quotes. String means collection of characters, like A, X, Y, Z. These are the characters. Y is a character, Z is a character, uh, C is a character, right? To write that particular character, we use the single quote, and to write the string, we use the double quotes, right? So this is the printing function. And in C++, what we use? We use cout, cout stream, cout insertion operator, and then double quotes. In between the double quotes there is a string, whatever the string you want to write, and then semicolon. Semicolon means termination of this statement. This is the termination point of this statement, right? After that, I am using hash include stdio.h in the .c file. Why? Because here I am using printf function. Here I am using printf function. That's why I am using stdio.h, right? I am including the header file stdio.h in the program, because here in the program I am using printf function, right? And in cpp program I am using cout stream, and this stream is the part of the definition of this stream is written into the iostream.h, right? So we have to include this. So just include that iostream.h header file in the cpp program, right? So this is the C program, this is the C++ program to write a string, right? To write a program to print a string on the console or on the display, right? Clear? Now to summarize all the things, we did preprocessor directives. Preprocessor directives means those who gives the message to the compiler before the processing. Hash include, hash define, these are the preprocessor directives. Always starts with the hash, right? And after that we discuss about the header files. .h means this is the header file, right? These are the header files are the collection of the predefined functions. I told you about stdio.h, conoi.h, that means conio.h, console input output.h, and the third one is the iostream.h, which we can use only in C++, right? This one. Clear? After that we discussed about mandatory function, that is a void main, right? This is the mandatory function. Execution starts from the main function, right? So this is the basic structure we have completed. So thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please like the video and comment the video, share the video, and please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. Please, please, please subscribe this channel. I want your love, and please write the comments, because I want to know your feedback as well, whether the feedback is negative or positive, or if you don't like this video. Now if there, I know in my videos actually there is a problem of screen, or maybe there is a problem of technology, or maybe there is a problem of a voice as well, because right now I have not a complete setup. I am arranging the setup right now. So I'm really very sorry for that, right? So just give me the feedbacks, whether the feedbacks are positive or negative. Just if you don't like it, just dislike it, right? Just dislike that video, so that I get to know that you never liked my video. I have to work hard, right? And thank you very much.